Pronunciation is made taxing today, not only by the learners but also by some of the tutors. I've already done a video, pronunciation and accent. This video primarily helped many learners to differentiate, to identify pronunciation, accent, articulation differences. But today's video is going to be a checklist for you because I can see many people literally struggling with pronunciation despite knowing the correct pronunciation of words. You cannot deny the fact that it's made even more difficult, tedious, and in fact taxing by many of the YouTube creators, some of the tutors on Instagram, YouTube, and also by some of the learners. My name is Renee Rose Matthew. I'm a CELTA certified tutor and also an author. You can find a lot of resources and also activities along with guidelines on this channel focusing on language, communication skills, and mental health. The first point is many people don't give importance to natural flow of speech. I don't understand why that's the trend today, to not give importance to natural flow of speech. Maybe it's because of the advent of AI and also the regular consistent use of AI and other tools while learning the language and also while working on your communication skills. I've done many videos on all these topics, but today let's focus on accent pronunciation. These two are inseparable factors of linguistics, language studies. Accent and pronunciation, they both are interrelated and they are also dependent on each other. But the first thing is you have to give importance to natural flow of speech, which is not there in many people despite the accent and also the pronunciation. I remember my English teachers, language teachers focusing on such things when I learned many languages as first language, second language, and also the third language during my school days. It was not about the accent. Accent was like a fragrance, extra additional feature that you could add in those days. But now it's good to specialize in accent. Natural flow of speech includes pause, the sound which comes naturally. It shouldn't be frequent because you're a human being and it should sound organic when you speak. You can't speak as if you're reading. It shouldn't sound as if you're dictating notes, reading from somewhere and regurgitating everything that comes your way. That's not the purpose of natural speech. It's good to reduce the fillers. It's good to reduce the frequent usage of words, but you need to process your thoughts and then give out the sentences along with the thoughts, right? So natural flow of speech is not given importance to by many people, which is a very big mistake that you're making. It's much beyond the grammatical errors that you're making in your sentences. When you're working on your grammatical errors, ensure that you work on natural flow of speech. This is focused in different institutions, organizations, and even schools. But if you're learning online, I don't see many people focusing on this because it's all marketing and business. During my training sessions, I don't force the learners to focus on accent. Of course, pronunciation with some good accent. I'll come to the points later, then you'll understand the difference. But I always ask them to be clear with their speech, audible, clarity of communication. Along with that, some techniques on pronunciation. Natural flow of speech is inevitable. Many of the legendary speakers from our own country and across the world give a lot of importance to natural flow of speech, whether they mention it or not. So that's very important as a learner. When you read aloud, you will develop this natural flow of speech. I'll be having reading aloud episodes in the future. Just let me know if you really want it, or if possible, you can also send your own paragraphs, your excerpts, or some articles that you would like me to read aloud and make it a part of our reading aloud sessions. The second point is the pronunciation. What is it that I have to follow? Which one? American, British, or Indian? I'll be giving you some examples. Now let's take this word. I see many Instagram creators also saying you should be saying home. I'm going home. Okay, that is British pronunciation. I'm not against accent, okay? I've been listening to some foreign teachers during my school days, people who were born and brought up in other countries, so that kind of impact is there in my speech, if at all you feel that way. But every time I make sure that natural flow of speech and that my articulation is clear, that is what I focus on. So you can follow the British pronunciation, American pronunciation, and also the Indian pronunciation. Let's take this word again. This is nose, nose. American pronunciation is nose. Indian is nose. It's more flat. Nose, nose, nose. All the three pronunciations had z sound. As long as you don't say nose. Sometimes people say I love nose rings, which is not correct. It's not nose. It's nose, nose, or nose. There are subtle differences. And when it's Indian, nose, it's flat. Similarly, home. You don't have to always say home. Home is also okay. Did you get the difference? Just like that, schedule, 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 flat. As long as you don't say schedule, schedule, it is correct. Just like that, look at some of the words that you have been using in your sentences. What is the use of having specialized accent when all your words are mispronounced? Some words like comfortable, 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 or even comfortable. Flat is okay as long as you don't say comfortable, comfortable, which is not correct. So I'm very sorry to tell you that some of the creators, for the purpose of marketing and reach intentions, the reach intentions, they say you have to say like this. You have to articulate it this way. If you want to specialize in an accent, it's okay. You have to definitely follow these kind of stress, articulation, the way you throw sounds at the words. All these things are important. If you really want to specialize in American accent, Canadian accent, Australian accent, or whatever accent you want, everything is accepted. But when you look up Google, you have three pronunciations given there: British, American, Indian. I'll make it clearer. You have this word, English, English. You can also say English, flat. You cannot say English. It's a sound that you give to each part, every part of the word. You can't change it the way you like. Seashore. You have the stylized accent. Seashore, seashore. Also, seashore. That's correct. If you listen to the news readers of our country, the national channels using the correct pronunciation, they are using Indian pronunciation. Some of them have got stylized accent also, which is okay. But they don't mispronounce words. Most of them do not mispronounce words. I'm not referring to the local channels. You may say some of the local channels say like this. Of course, there are errors. I'm referring to giving sounds to different words. It can go wrong when you mispronounce the words. It's a sound that you give. I hope you get the meaning of it. Now the next point is, it's okay if you don't have any specialized accent. You can follow British or American or Indian. It's not necessary to sound like a native speaker. See, when you speak in Hindi, when you speak in your native languages, you know that your accent, your articulation is correct. To an extent, it is correct. And you know that 95% it is right. You should remember that the native speakers also specialize in accent. See, when we take Hindi or Gujarati or any of the regional languages, of course, it's taught as a language. There is sahitya, there is literature associated with that. And it is a language, right? And there are native speakers of any language specializing in the accent. Whether it's Hindi or English or Spanish. We have dialects also. So the native speakers of English also specialize in accent. They also specialize in speech because some of them run on the words. You may not be able to understand the words as such. I know a lot of native speakers who had problems with their speech. People from the royal family, people from the literature world, people from the film industry, and all the different places, the different professions. The only thing is you get to read about them because they are famous. They had speech problems. They used to run on the words. Similarly, we have such people in our country also when it comes to our language. But people are so finicky. People are so picky when it comes to the English language because you have many channels focusing on it, necessarily, unnecessarily. So if you're a learner, make sure that you don't say zam for this. This is jam. Jam. Okay? It's not jum, it's jam. This word. Of course, the phonetic transcription is expect. Expect. Okay? It's not expect. Some native speakers say expect. This is the simple use there. And this is not E sound. Take it separately. If you are not able to read the phonetic transcription, no problem. Don't worry. You can always refer to the sounds given on Google. Expect. And some people say it's expect, which is wrong. Okay, so like that you have to be very careful, and when you use it in sentences, for example, the or of, it's not off, it's of. Now, there are many people who say that you have to say of when it's of. In sentences, you don't have to stress on the first sound, that is a meaning. But if you are not going to completely bring out the sound, nobody will be able to understand you. A bowl of water. You can't say a bottle of water, a bottle of water. Fur is not stressed like off, trade off. Jump off, he jumped off. There, the first sound is prominent. Did you understand the difference? But you can't say jump off, it's not correct. Bottle of water, of. Even if you say of, it's okay, but don't say off. That is the difference. Slight stress without giving too much attention to the first sound. Now forget about that. I've been listening to many speakers from different parts of the country with the accent also saying bottle of water. They don't stress too much. After cross-checking, I'm making this video. When it comes to the native speakers, they say bottle of water. You may not be able to understand a word. That's specialized accent, and it's okay if you're not going to use it. Shadowing, reading aloud will help you to use the correct pronunciation. When you listen to BBC, you're able to understand, right? Or such news channels, the global channels. That's fine. Now let's take these words. This is gym, ship. It's not sheep or gym, right? So here you have this symbol, gym. That slight sound is coming. Now when you read words together, when you put it in sentences, this is E, sheep, sleep, right? But when you use it in sentences, it goes very short. I'm going to sleep, E sound, sleep, and it's not sheep, it's ship. The slight sound is there. So I'm just making these sounds so that you'll be able to understand, especially the beginners. So just go slow with ship. It's not sheep, it's ship, gym. That slight sound is coming in between, and that is why Google writes it this way. If you don't know phonetic transcription, it is expect. A sound is coming. So some people think that this is read as E. No, that's not correct. Expect, not expect. And some native speakers say expect, which is like okay, it's accepted. Expect. I didn't expect this from you. Yes, experience. It's not experience, but experience. I hope this is more than enough for you to understand. So when you also articulate this word, pronunciation, that slight z sound is there. It's not pronunciation. You can't go flat on it. Pronunciation. And if you have the Indian accent also, if you are focusing on the Indian pronunciation also, it is pronunciation. You have that j sound coming here and there. Did you notice that j? Pronunciation. It's a transition from s to sh. That is why you get to hear z sound. We don't have this letter in that particular word, but still pronunciation, pronunciation. So when you tell it fast and when you articulate it midway in the sentence, it sounds like z. No, it's not actually z. It is a combination of s and that sh sound. Pronunciation. You don't have to be picky about such subtle aspects of pronunciation, but remember that mispronunciation of a word is not giving importance to these sounds. There are many people who ask me, ma'am, some of the words are not working for me. I tried reading aloud, I tried taking the words separately. I'm not able to just get the sound right. I understand. I remember doing a video months back. I also narrated the experience of a learner saying that he overdid. And when he overdid, he lost all confidence. He was an intermediate learner. Today also he writes to me saying that, ma'am, I'm taking it slow. And I understand that I don't have to sound like a native speaker. Yes, that's true. As long as your words do not sound like some other word. For example, after. I'm giving you a lot of examples. This is after. It's not after. It shouldn't be per sound. After. And people say it's because of your mother tongue interference. Stop. It's not stop. Stop. Go. You don't have to say go all the time. Some people say go. That's stylized. British accent, yes. Pronunciation. You can also say just go home. You can just say just go home. Don't stay late. You don't have to always say just go home. Right? I'm purposely reducing the pace of the speech so that you understand the difference. You don't have to be picky. Now suppose you're not able to get the sounds right. Say for example the Indian pronunciation also, which is quite decent and also it sounds standard. You can make your own sentences. For example, I'm going home. I'm going home. And if you're not able to articulate this word, English or social media, some people say social media. Social. You take the letters from your own language. I've done a video on this earlier also. And then go very slow. Social media. After that, you make a sentence. We are meeting on social media. Social media is prevalent today. If you're going to be on social media for a very long time, it is going to increase your screen time. Screen, social. You mix up all the words. Social, screen, social science, seashore. You may think it's too easy for you or it is a bit difficult for me. Most of you are able to articulate this properly. The only thing is, some of you are lazy, you don't read aloud. You don't make your own sentences. You are too picky about putting that accent, the Canadian American accent, and you think that that's the end of the world. No. It cannot be even called the beginning. It is an additional feature. You get your pronunciation right, and then I'm not saying that pronunciation and accent both are separable. No. When you work on pronunciation, even if it's Indian pronunciation, you have that accent. Work on that first. The stylized accent, which is very specific to the region, the culture. If you want that, you can do it, but give some time. Before that, get your sounds right. I'm sorry to say that there are many people focusing on the wrong things when it comes to YouTubers, also learners specifically. They focus too much on the sound. The stylized accent, I should say, not the other things. You are a beautiful learner. You can do it. And when you can do it, why do you have to lose your confidence like one of my learners who overdid? Every day he used to pressurize himself saying, no, this should be like this. It is social and not social. Just like negative thoughts, your brain clings to something that you feel you're not able to do. So you could be telling yourself, I'm not able to do this, and your brain clings to that. I mean, your mind clings to that. When you take it casually, when you take it slow and steady and consistently, it is going to become better, because I've seen this for myself. I have been traveling with my learners. Even when I look at myself, I used to have flat accent earlier. Even now I'm working on some of the words, but I'll tell you something, I'm not picky. Because I know that I'm not a native speaker. I don't want to sound like a native speaker. Maybe it's the impact or influence of my school days, my teachers, that make some of my words sound different. I would say different, not native. Please focus on articulation, clarity of thought, the way you speak, and pronunciation. Any of the three. Not something that you create, not something that the YouTubers create, not something that is being picked on because of the trend. No. Native speakers always have the right usages. You focus on that. Focus on the grammar. Also, some of the idioms. Some people have got the habit of only using idioms in the sentences. They ask, don't you know the meaning of this idiom? I'm very good in English. But they could be making multiple errors in the same sentence with present continuous, past tense, and also present tense. I get to see many people having conversations with each other, making multiple errors. Please don't do that. Okay? Natural flow of speech will always bring about the success, and just keep progressing. You can do that. Don't be picky. Happy learning.